So Dave LaGreca, our dear friend, you are heading to the ATX, and specifically Buda in Hayes
Buda,
County.
Texas. I'll be in Buda, Texas on Saturday.
Okay. You remember when WrestleMania was in your neck of the woods a couple years ago, and you kept decrying that, how dare they say WrestleMania is in New York, because it was actually in New Jersey. Okay, think of that when next time you say the town where you're going to be.
Okay, you know what, guys? For you, Buda, Texas.
Because if you say Buda there, Thunder Rosa is going to be the least of your worries, because you're going to have half of Hayes County coming after you. So, but you are coming to Mission Pro Wrestling, locked and loaded.
Are you guys coming?
I'll be there.
Oh, Stu, nice. I'm so happy.
In fact, I think Mark and I talked Mark into letting me in on some plans before Saturday night. So, and I'll get with you on that one. But Mission Pro Wrestling, locked and loaded, Saturday night at Pinball's Kingdom. There, right off 535 in Buda. Bell time 7:30 p.m. All right, Dave. Mark was on the show. Mark Henry, world's strongest man, our dear friend, our neighbor, resident, world's strongest Longhorn fan, as I say.
Yes, put them horns.
And we commiserated because somehow, and I love you. I love you. We've been friends for years. But you seem to have this penchant lately of pissing people off. You pissed off Cody Rhodes, which I was completely right with the Cody situation. He banned me because I didn't like Star Wars. Well, see, I got to side with Cody on that one.
No, I'm with Dave. I don't like Star Wars either.
No, but Justin, weird, it's not even about whether you like Star Wars or not. Like, I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. Right. If somebody is a New York Giants fan, listen, I don't share that opinion, but I'm not going to ban that person from the show because they like the Giants.
Exactly.
That's just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
We're friends with Wags, and he's a huge Giants fan.
Well, yeah, but Wags is weird. All right, so and then you pissed off Sami Callihan, which, look, quite honestly, the fact that we haven't pissed him off and we've stayed on his good side is a minor miracle. So that one,
I've done nothing to Sami Callihan. As a matter of fact, Sami Callihan him and I did a show on the Jericho Cruise. It went extremely well. I don't know why there's so much hate for me when it comes to Sami. That completely came out of left field.
I think that's just Sami. Like I said, that one I don't blame on you because Sami's he's wired that way. Like I said, I've stayed on his good side by luck.
Okay, so that one's a wash.
That one's a wash. But now you've pissed off Thunder Rosa. Now, Dave, I don't know how much experience you have with Texas women, and especially Texas women like Thunder Rosa. That's kind of like poking the stick into the beehive.
All right. Well, let me explain. First of all, Stu, and you know this to be a fact.
Okay.
Like, I can't wait for this weekend because you know how much I love Texas. When I was a kid, my dream was to move to Texas. Why? Because I was a huge Cowboy fan and a huge world-class championship wrestling fan. Like, so it was my dream to be a Texan, even though I'm a Jersey guy.
Right.
Like, so, and you know how much I respect and love, Texas wrestling. So for me to step into a ring in Buda, Texas on Saturday night is like a dream come true. Like I can't wait for that. Okay.
Right.
Now, and Justin needs to know this because Justin's more, I got to be honest with, I think Justin's a little bit more level-headed when it comes to this because I think, Stu, your own personal feelings about Thunder Rosa is clouding your judgment.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to present this to Justin.
I got you.
Thunder Rosa was on the show.
Okay.
Okay. And Thunder Rosa, I bought her a Dave LaGreca girl t-shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees. You can go to ProWrestlingTees.com. And I sent it to her. And she called me up and she's like, thank you. I had her come on the show. And at the end of the interview, I go, did you get my shirt? And she goes, Dave, I'm either going to wear it on AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. And if I don't wear it on Dynamite, I'm going to wear it on the NWA pay-per-view, NWA Back for the Attack. Well, I watched Dynamite, no Dave LaGreca shirt. I watched NWA Power, Back for the Attack, no Dave LaGreca shirt. Okay?
Wow.
So basically she lied. She lied.
I mean, and this was like the right size shirt and everything, right?
Everything. Okay, and I'll get to that, Justin, in a second. That's going to come into play in a little bit.
Uh-oh.
So you both would agree she lied. Yes or no?
I mean, if somebody says they're going to wear a shirt and they don't wear a shirt, and you've seen both shows, and I mean they're unedited because you saw them live,
Yep.
I have to kind of lean towards what Dave was saying, Stu.
Yeah, she lied. Okay, so then, and Stu knows this. After the Royal Rumble, I do this every year. I do my WrestleMania T-shirt challenge, and right after the Rumble, every day up to WrestleMania, I wear a different pro wrestling T-shirt. Now, I wore 3 different Thunder Rosa shirts during that T-shirt challenge.
I can vouch for this because I follow you on Instagram.
Thank you. Thank you. I have to do a better job on Instagram. I'm terrible on Instagram, but I digress. But one of those days, I wore a Britt Baker T-shirt, and she went crazy on social media, burying me on social media, name calling, everything, threatening me on social media because I wore a Britt Baker T-shirt one day. During that 70 days of different T-shirts, one of those 70 days, I wore a Britt Baker T-shirt. So then she calls into the show, threatens me, and challenges me.
So what you're saying is that you live in Thunder Rosa's head rent-free.
Oh, my – Justin, do me a favor. Go to her Twitter account.
Hold it. I'll do it here. Let me go.
All right. Almost every other tweet is about me. Almost every other tweet is about me. Dave LaGreca this, Dave LaGreca that. You got it. I'm living in her head. And she threatened me. So what am I supposed to do?
And I mean, I know you're from Jersey. I mean, I've seen all the movies. I assume that it's pretty realistic that, you guys don't take any guff. I've seen My Cousin Vinny.
So and listen, during this whole pandemic, I don't know what it's like with you guys here on the East Coast. Like, it's like, you're basically showering with sanitizer before you leave the house.
Yes.
Okay? So, and I'm fully vaccinated. As a matter of fact, as I'm talking to you, I just got vaccinated. I got my second vaccine shot. I'm like sick as a dog. I got like 103 fever as I talk to you because of the effects of the second vaccination.
Okay.
But I'll be fine. I'll be fine for Friday when I fly out. This is like a normal thing. But I'm taking this chance. I'm like, I haven't been out of the house in 13 months. I haven't left the house.
And you're
when the groceries need to be bought, I send the kids out to get the groceries. I stay in the house. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm still leaving my house. Not only leaving my house, I'm going on an airplane, and I'm flying to Texas. I mean, if that doesn't show dedication, I don't know what does. So
I'm thrilled that you're coming our way.
Yeah, Stu, whatever. Now you're trying to play both sides.
No.
I know where your loyalty lies.
No.
And Justin, I'm talking to Justin here, Stu. And then here's the other thing, Justin. She's threatening me with violence. I don't even want to get violent. All I want to do is step into that ring and get an apology. I want her to apologize to me. That's all I want.
Man.
When she apologizes to me, everything's going to be fine. But I deserve an apology for the lies, for the threats. She will apologize to me. And if she doesn't, and things go south, and she decides to go violent, I have a plan. I have a plan. I'm just telling you, I'm not going to tell you details. I'm not going to get into it. If she decides to get violent, I have a backup plan.
Oh, well, no doubt. You studied some of the greatest minds in the business, and you've talked to some of the greatest minds to ever come from this business. No doubt that you're going to have the plans of plans because you already know that this is probably going to get physical.
Dave, look, I love you. I will have your back. Stu. I will have your back. But Justin.
So wait a second, Stu. What's with the butt? Do you hear him, Justin?
Listen
I love you, Dave. But what's with the butt? You don't tell somebody you love them and then say butt.
I'm trying to wrap you up so you can get to your next interview. Justin will attest to this. It's kind of like you can be right or you can be healthy. You see what I'm saying?
It's too late now.
When you argue with a grizzly bear. You can be right, or you
it's
can be
too late. I already. My name's on the poster.
I know.
I got the airfare. I got the hotel. It's too late now.
And I'll be there. Look, I'll be there, and I will dress and bind your wounds if needed. We'll I'll be there to witness the altercation. So
all I'm going to say is Britt Baker carried her in that match on Dynamite.
Man,
carried her.
Let me just ask you this because I know we got to wrap real quick. You're coming to Texas. Sorry. What are you going to eat? Granted, I'm hoping that you can eat after this, but what are you looking forward to your first meal when you arrive?
You know what? It's crazy. Like, I'm seriously, like, I'm flying in, doing this event, and I'm flying out first. I got a 6 a.m. flight the next morning.
You are
like,
a
I don't know.
warrior,
I'm not gonna
man.
have time to do anything. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna make time for Stu and you guys.
Yeah. Well,
That's a priority because Stu's my guy.
And I think Mark has dinner plans.
Yeah, and he's. I don't know if I'll be able to make that. I'm taking this serious. You think I'm gonna eat a rack of ribs before I step in the ring with Thunder Rosa? What are you nuts? What do you want me to vomit while on my way to the ring?
No, we don't want you to vomit.
No,
I think we've got something in the works. So
okay. Well, I'm in.
We'll connect. We'll connect when you get here. But in the meantime, make sure you are at Pinball Kingdom in Buda Saturday night for Mission Pro Wrestling Locked and Loaded. Besides Dave and Thunder Rosa, you got Alex Gracia taking on Marty Bell. You got La Rosa Negra defending the Mission Pro Wrestling Championship against Red Velvet from AEW. You got Alejandro Lyon in action. Holodead is taking on Genocide and more. Check it out. Pinball's Kingdom. They're in Buda. They got great food, plus it's an arcade, so you can stay afterwards and play some pinball or something. But check it out, Mission Pro Wrestling this Saturday night. He is Dave LaGreca from SiriusXM.
And really quick, Stu.
Yes.
Awesome talent. Those matches are going to be great. Biggest house in the history of Mission Pro Wrestling. You're welcome.
It's a great venue.
Mission Pro Wrestling, you're welcome.
Justin and I called NWA World Title matches there with Jack when Jack Stane was the NWA World Champ. We did shows there, and Justin and I called the matches there. So
I know you guys.
We know that place very well. And yes, you are contributing to the biggest house that Mission Pro Wrestling will have.
Not contributing, headlining.
Well, I don't want to take I don't want to take shine.
He's
away
on
from
the
girls.
poster.
He is on the poster,
and rather largely featured on the poster.
Stu, are you saying Thunder Rosa is not a main eventer?
I'm saying Thunder Rosa is a main eventer.
That's what you just said. You just said that this face-off isn't the main event. That clearly, Justin, you just said Thunder Rosa is not a main event.
Sad. Dave,
if you ever need a fill-in, let me know. I'll be your right hand man.
You got it,
man.
Justin.
We'll talk again soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.